What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over the 5 most commonly asked questions when it comes to a TFSA account here in Canada. And just a quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, so whenever you're looking to invest into anything, always consult a professional when it comes down to investing. If you're unfamiliar with what a TFSA account is, well, it's an account that you can use to hold stocks, index funds, mutual funds, and any type of investment that's eligible to be held within a TFSA. And the best part is any interest, dividends, and capital gains that you earn within a TFSA, it's considered tax-free. Not only is the money within your TFSA account tax-free, but if you decide to withdraw this money at any time, that's also tax-free. Now, let's go over the 5 commonly asked questions when it comes to a TFSA account in Canada. So the frequently asked question number 1 is, who can open up a TFSA account in Canada, and when can you open up a TFSA account in Canada? And the answer to that is anyone over the age of 18 can open up a TFSA account that has a valid SIN number. However, if you're a non-resident of Canada, you can still open up a TFSA account. Again, if you're 18 and over and you have a valid SIN number, but because you're a non-resident, you are subject to tax. The frequently asked question number 2 is, what is my maximum contribution limit for my TFSA account? And the answer to that is, in 2021, currently your TFSA limit is $6,000 for the year. So you can either max out and put the full $6,000, or you can put a portion, let's say $3,000, and the remaining will be carried over into the next year. But if you happen to over contribute to your TFSA account, you are subject to a 1% tax monthly on the over limit that you do. Let's say you turned 18 in 2009. and you've never contributed to your TFSA account, and you told yourself this is the year that you're going to start contributing to your TFSA, well, the total contribution limit that you have is $75,500 for the year. Moving on to the frequently asked question number 3 is, if I didn't use my contribution limit last year, what happens to it? Is it gone? Can I still use it? And to answer that, your unused contribution limit amount gets carried over to the next year. So if you didn't contribute back in 2020, that money gets carried over to 2021. So you have now $6,000 from 2020 and an additional 2021 contribution of $6,000. So a total, you have $12,000 worth of contribution room left. And it's always best to max out your contribution limit for the year, but that doesn't mean that you go ahead and contribute money that you need on a daily basis for your living expenses, because you got to realize if you contribute the money towards a TFSA and later decide, hey, I need that money back out, that's going to affect the overall contribution limit that you have for the year. Let's say you end up needing that money by like May, June, or July by the summertime, then you're gonna have to wait all those months before you can start recontributing to your TFSA. And moving on to the frequently asked question number 4, and that's, what if I withdraw from my TFSA? Can I put that money back right away? And the answer to that, it really varies, and it depends on when you do withdraw the money from your TFSA account, because regardless, like the money that's already in your TFSA account and is tax-free, even the amount that you do withdraw is also tax-free. However, for example, if you do withdraw, let's say $5,000 before the end of the year, you'll get that amount back the following calendar year. So for example, let's say your TFSA is maxed out and you need to withdraw $6,000 for whatever personal reason. And let's say you end up withdrawing that $6,000 in July, that means you'll have to wait until January to recontribute that amount plus your next year's amount. Because remember, if you take out the money in July and you put it back right away, you are going to be charged the over limit contribution and you're going to be taxed. But on the flip side, let's say you withdraw that money around December 27th and you take out the $6,000 that you need, then you would only have to wait a couple of days before January and your next contribution limit coming out, and you'll get that original contribution limit that you withdrew back in January as well. So it's always best when you're looking to withdraw from your TFSA account to do it closest to the end of the year. And finally, last but not least, frequently asked question number 5 when it comes to TFSAs is, can you open multiple TFSA accounts? And the answer to that is yes, you can have multiple TFSA accounts, but let's say generally your contribution limit is $6,000 and you decide to open 2 more TFSA accounts. That doesn't mean that you have $6,000, $6,000, and $6,000 left to contribute towards your TFSA accounts. That's because the 3 TFSA accounts that you have open account for the 1 contribution limit overall. So that means if you contributed $3,000 to TFSA number 1, that means that's going to take account for all of the TFSAs that you have. So you have to be careful when you have multiple TFSA accounts open. So it is possible to have multiple TFSA accounts, but you just have to be diligent enough to know exactly where your money is going and how much money you're putting into each of your TFSAs so you don't over contribute and get charged the tax. If you've made it this far into the video and you're still watching, here's a bonus question that is frequently asked as well for TFSA accounts. And the question is, can I have a joint TFSA account? And the answer to that is you cannot have a joint TFSA account. But if you do need to contribute to your spouse's TFSA, you can definitely do that and put money into their TFSA account. That would only make sense if your TFSA account has been maxed out for the year, but your spouse still has some room left into their TFSA account and they can kind of contribute a little bit more money. But in terms of having a joint account, like a normal checking account, savings account, you cannot do that when it comes to a TFSA account. And if you guys have any questions regarding the TFSA accounts, leave your questions down below so I can answer them for you. Also, if you want to see more content like this, like TFSA and other stuff within Canada, let me know in the comments below so I know to make more videos like this in the future. And just like that, I will see you guys on the next video.